Ready. There we go. Cool. So, new stream, new Monday, hard tag rise, working. Okay, here's what I'm going to start with. I want to start with making an addition to this tile where I can make crumbling pieces of like holes in the walls. I have a particular idea how I might be able to pull that off, just by sampling the color of the tile background and then making like a 15-piece tile with various corners. We'll see how that works out. Okay. Hopefully this time around we're not gonna spend too much time messing around with the music. Okay, that's the tile I want to sample. That's the color I want to have. Now, I think 64 by 64. Okay, so we're gonna hold on to this color for the time being. I want to make something darker, and this is where we're gonna have, let's say, pieces of rebar. Rusty rebar. Okay. Mm-hmm. I might want to use a pixel art version of this brush. Okay. We're going to try to simulate the fact that it's rounded. Just like that. Okay, maybe drop a shadow. Not very strong though. Just a light shadow. Okay. Then let me see about borrowing that color and then doing something along the lines of like patches. It is 11 a.m. Good day, Vishal. do inner shadow. It's going to come from the top, but we're not going to make it a shadow. That looks like ass. Okay. Okay, what are we missing? Okay, I guess we'll see what this looks like. I need to actually do this test. So let's do Dreadtail, not Dreadtail. This is this project. Tiles. Okay. So this is trial, course, wall, crumble. Okay, now that gives us, whoops, one single tile. I'm gonna go ahead and make a new document. Didn't mean to close that. 8.5 hours ahead of me. Yep, sounds about right. Okay, I'm gonna do 64. Whoops, I don't want to rotate. And we can include the file layer. Okay, this has to be assets, tiles, crumble. Okay, disable background, clone. That's all that we really need. Okay. Next, we need to make a mask. For that, I need to set this to 32. Cool. Nice. Okay, so this gives us the mask. We're gonna group everything here, make it inherit. Okay, now here's the deal. This is not the only thing that we want. I am going to now go over here, borrow this color. I have no idea if this is going to work out, but let's see. I need to make, let's see, where is it? I guess here's fine. I need to make basically this an extra padding so that the transition isn't super harsh. Okay. This may or may not work. I guess we'll find out. That grid doesn't really look like it's a rebar that's sticking out of the concrete. We might have to come back and do that again. But let's go to trial course. We're gonna save all the trial course related tiles here. Okay, give me the... Oh, we gotta export. Engine. Tile sprites. Tilemap layer. Oh, okay. Too early. We gotta make this 64 by 64 pixels so that the tile definitions will be correct. We need to give it a terrain, so this is corner, match corners only. Make a new terrain, so crumble wall. We'll give it a nice contrasting mask color so I can see it when I paint it. Terrains, terrain, terrain. Select all the layers, all the tiles, and then paint the mask everywhere this tile is present. And that's it. I think that should do it. Alright. Okay. So this is going to be right there. I believe we applied... Yeah, we applied a color change on the second layer, so we need to do it here as well. Now that does match the background, but it doesn't look all that great. Might have something to do with the fact that it's a 64 by 64 pixel tile. Okay, let's try that again. Let's do 128 by 128. And then maybe we'll go for a slightly less obvious pattern. That, fill it. Combine some of these. Okay, that's a little unfortunate. What can we do? We can do this. Group. Copy. No. Yes. Take the bottom layer. Shift it. Make it slightly lighter. Okay, except maybe I should just make this one slightly darker. As a matter of fact, that is supposed to be darker because that produces a shadow. There we go. Still a big ol' repeating pattern though. Like an obvious repeating pattern. See, these tiny little details, that's too many of them. Although, hold on a sec, what if I do this? What if I take this and then disable this nonsense? Just keep it like that. And then export this. What's that going to look like? Okay, potentially a little bit better if it wasn't for this super bright rust. Okay. Now that's interesting. I still think that we can probably pull off the same exact thing, but with a larger tile. Okay, we don't want it to be too frequent though. Okay, maybe. Yes, let's do something like this. Hold on a second. Could we stagger this? Just break apart the pattern? I think that could work. Mm-hmm. Okay. Sure. Maybe it's too far. Mm-hmm. Okay. Some rust. No. So we've got a dark background, lighter bars, but then again, there's also modulate being applied there, so I suppose we'll see. Okay, let's save this. Assets, tiles, trial course. Okay, so wall, rumble, 128. Okay. Over 512. So this time we're going to set it to 64 with 2 divisions. Okay. My layer. Rise. Okay. Engine. No. Assets. Tiles. Trial course. Oh, okay. Looks like we don't have enough space here. Half-Life 2 update was great. I have yet to play it. I'm looking forward. The update, of course. I've yet to play the update. Oh, come on. I've played Half-Life 2 VR. That was amazing. I can't wait to play Episode 1 and Episode 2 in VR. That's still on my list. Height 1024. Okay. What the shit? Come on. Resize canvas. Height 1024. I'm gonna save this, I guess. Wall trial course. Walls 128. They put episode 1 and episode 2 in the base game. Yeah, so it's just launchable from the same title. Which is interesting because that means they had to take whatever advancements they made from episode 1 and episode 2 and make them part of the engine base for the first game. Okay, so it still wants to do that. I'm not going to save it. I'm going to reopen it. Okay, now I can actually crop it. Do I have enough though? I do not. There we go. So yeah, it looks like it's about time for my annual Half-Life series replay binge. Always a fun time. Okay, mask. Dang it. Yup. Nice. Okay. Some people lost their advancements, had to open save from original episodes in the base game to get them. Like, advancements, as in achievements. Passed the whole game in like 6 hours. I gotta say, as someone who's never been about achievements, the whole achievements thing does not really... whatever. If I lose them, I lose them. Not a big deal. Okay, I am going to borrow this color again, because we need to have a mask right here. Achievements. Got it. Okay, I'm gonna try something here. Fill this, set it to multiply, and then dial it back in. Maybe. Alright, let's see this. Engine, tiles, trial course, wall, 128. Wall crumble, 128. Okay. So, we're gonna save this. Save as. Wall crumble 64. Okay, and then make a new one. This is 128, 128. And wait, that's a PNG. Tile sprites. Why is this here? This is tile sets. The suspect in that folder. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna take combo 128. Oh, yup. Okay, so one more time. Terrain sets, match only corners. Make a new one. Paint. Terrains. Okay, see, this is why you choose a different color. That's much easier to see. Beautiful. All right. Okay. Now that's a little bit better. I think that could technically work. But here's the thing. We don't want this to be just placed anywhere willy-nilly. We want to have the background have a whole bunch of these tiles. And among those tiles, we're going to have the crumble. Like this. That's what makes sense to me. Okay, now let's do this. So I'm gonna hide this darkening layer, and we don't need this. We're actually going to maybe take one of these layers, put them above. Interesting. Okay. Let's give it layer style. We're gonna do inner shadow. And get the size to be under control. Man, this they still haven't fixed the goddamn inner shadow not wrapping around properly. Lift this up, darken it. You're gonna have to use tricks to get this right. Which, to be honest, not guaranteed to look good. Let me do this. Actually, why don't I just do that as a, whoops, as a secondary color tone. Like this. Alright, let's see what this garbage looks like. Export. Okay. Alright, we might actually have something with the darkening of the backdrop, because it makes it look like it's an even further hole. Okay, I don't need this. Hello. Override it. Because I want this to actually read like a hole. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Now the shapes, not really, to everyone in the chat, Jesus is scolding. Oh no, Jesus smuggling is happening in the chat again. You know, I'd much more appreciate if you post some interesting verses, man. Instead of just general purpose, you know, Jesus smuggling. Do something useful. I'm sure it's a bot. There's no point in asking. Okay, so I gotta do something about never saw a Jesus bot. Yeah, well, you know, it's better than get rich quick bot. Okay, these shapes not looking that fitting. I'm gonna try that again, except this time I'm gonna try some like this. Yes. What's with the selection? Ah, right. See, that's another problem. You can't use the lasso tool because it's also not wraparound mode friendly. Do something like this. Okay, that seems too even. Let's see the pattern. Okay. What can I do here to break this apart? Let's try this. Then I'm going to try something darker. Okay, maybe. Just going to tone it down a bit. Whatever you do, work heartily, as for the Lord and not for man. Jordan Peterson said something interesting, where whether or not God exists, conduct yourself as if he is. Okay. This may or may not work. let's double check this. Maybe the shadow is a bit too much. Okay. Potentially that could work. Okay. I think we can keep this for the time being. This looks good. Now, as for this whole level, probably not the best starting point. This is actually pretty much impossible to pass, as I have tested it and tried to pass it, and I definitely could not. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save it as... This is going to be called Start 1. I'm going to set it as a main scene, so we're going to work in here. I need to get rid of these rotators. Okay. Okay, you know what? Let's start with something a bit more simple. So we're going to do path. I'm still not sure what's happening with the path drawing. It's just constantly messing it up. What if we do this? Generate wires. We're going to return out of here. And then let's see if we... Oh. Okay. So that makes that work. Fascinating. So what about this makes it work? We have these points that are all over the place. We queue free a bunch of sprites, but these are just sprites. Right here. Okay. Something in here is conflicting with, well, everything. We loop through the points count. We're seeing some errors, actually. Plugin errors would usually show up here. Okay. Comment this out. Okay. It generated it, but it didn't do anything else. Oh. Well, hold on. What's this? Generate wires. Process. Maybe this is why? Maybe it's because I'm trying to run it in the process instead of physics process? What? Huh? Okay. Could it be that this is happening because the curves are all not shared? Hold on a second. I think if we go to a previous level, we're going to find that the paths that we drew there have been destroyed. But it has to be a previous level that actually has the paths. No. Okay. This is for the saw cannons. We have this path, but this is before we implemented this feature that auto draws the rail paths. Where's the level that has the path? It's one of the decorated levels. Oh. There we go. Okay, no, the path has been preserved here. However, I think that... Cancel. I think it is specifically because when we create one of these paths, it reuses the curve that already had. That is the reason why it's bugging out. That's my theory here. Close other tabs. Okay, let's try this. So, I can't even open the script because it bugged out. Oh, that's great. Artec Rise. Okay. Alright. Let's pop in a code. So here's what we're going to do. When this thing enters tree, that means we spawn it in. We are going to generate a new resource for this curve. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna clear it so that it's empty, and then I'm gonna prevent it from doing anything if it's null. If curve is null, return. There we go. Because that caused this ocean of errors. Okay. Just like that. So, when it enters the tree, if the curve is null, because we don't want it to do that again when we leave and re-enter the level, then curve equals, what is it? What do we need? Got a resource. New curve 2D. So curve2d.new. And that's it. So now, okay, generic ox follower, that's not it. Curve, okay, auto draw. No, it's still refusing to do it. Okay. What if I return out of here? How it likes to draw it. So it's something to do with this. Okay, we're tracing the length, and we're tracing the point count. Either of those will mean that we have changed, and we need to go through the curve points. Let's double check. So curve 2D has point count. Yes. We're looping through the point. Okay. Okay, what if I do this? Breakpoint? I don't know if breakpoints work in tool scripts. At point curve. Okay. I guess they do, because they prevented my code from running. Okay, let's try this. I'm going to continue right here. This will prevent this block of code from running. Okay. We're going to move the continue now over here. So technically it's going to skip over the entire loop, and that right there causes it to work. So something here is bugging out. Right there. Is it the creation of a sprite? No. The condition? What? Huh. Something about this condition. Because if I... Right now I can place these points freely. But if I move the continue here, all it does is just checks for the condition. And then it fails. So something about this condition causes it to get messed up. Let's print x, actually print s, x, and let's also print the points count -1. 5. Also, Zoltan, welcome back. Okay. Now this is weird. Why does it start with 6 and then end with 5? Oh, that's because the point gets deleted. So something causes the point to get deleted. That is super weird. Okay, at this point, I feel like this has to be a bug. This has to be a bug. Here's what I'm going to try to do. Temporarily, we're going to do var generate false. We're going to make this an export variable. And yes, I know that we have buttons, but I haven't figured out how to do export buttons yet, so I'm just going to stick to this for now. I'm going to say when we set new value. We are not going to be populating the new value, but we are going to be running the generate wires. And then I don't need this anymore. Okay. Save it. And then we click generate, and it's just going to generate it for us. Okay. Sure would have liked for it to just keep working the way it was, but, you know, here we are. So the cyclic, and then generate. Nice. Okay. So now we can do this. We can auto or populate, whatever it's called. Generator. We need the saw. There we go. Spawn X saw blades. So we're going to say 6, speed of 200, saw scale 1, no offset. Feeling a bit burnt out right now. Well, take it easy. The thing that helps me the most is consume media, watch some new movies, play some new games you've never played before, or maybe go through your backlog of games you haven't played yet, and go outside. You know, camping or fishing, something along those lines. It really helps. This has been helping me. Okay, so we should be able to run this. Oh, music's gonna play. Brace your ears. Or not, or we'll just crash, I guess. Can I call method get children on a null value? Generate wires. What? Can I call get method get children on a null value? Are you mad? It is right there. What are you talking about? Did I assign the script to something that isn't supposed to have it? Subblade path auto draw. Oh. Hold on a second. This should not be running unless it is in the editor. Like that. Okay, let's try that again. Right, we don't want the music though, because we're testing. So I'm going to go into OSC zone. And let's give it an export variable. Auto start. True. And then if auto start. If not, auto start return. There we go. Nice. And I'm going to pop it right at the top. Do not auto start. Nice. Okay. So okay, this is it's a little annoying. Actually, that could be the very first challenge. Just go underneath the saw blade. Also, I could technically offset these. Let's see, can I do negative... Let's do negative 200. I'm not sure if this is going to work. If nothing has a gap, which that doesn't seem like there is one, yeah, this could work. Okay. We could also make it spin in the other direction. Okay, I'd like to time these things so that when we're running full force at it, by the time we reach this point, we could avoid it. Like that. Okay. Also, before we go any further, I need to double check something. So, what's it? Nominal music volume in games. Volume levels. Makes the aim around negative 23. Background music and other background audio more than 20 decibels lower than vocals. Okay. Now vocals are usually anywhere between negative 16 and negative 18. So that's quite a bit lower. Let's double check this. Use your ears. Motherfucker, there's standards. Tell me the standards. Dialogue is at the top. That makes sense. Negative 3, negative 0 decibels. Depends on context. That makes sense. Depends on the game. Yo, man. Okay. I'll have to look up some of the like mixing standards. But either way, I know for a fact that the music right now is way too loud. Because a lot of this music was written before. Oh, Jesus Christ. Right. Any sound buffs will cringe at that image, but it is what it is. Okay. So I'm just gonna do this. I need to tone this down. And just give me a taller mixer. Thank you. Okay. So I just need to tone it down until it's within the sweet spot. I guess maybe we'll have to look into it now. Let's do film, audio, mixing, levels. music. Oh, okay. -18 to -22 decibels. Okay. That seems like that right there's exactly where we want to be. Okay, that's good. We already know what it sounds like. I am going to render. Time selection. Location, just get rendered in the same place. Oh, come on. There we go. And then this is... I'm going to save this like that. Okay. Peak -19 decibels. Sure, that works. Okay, close. And then I am going to give this a second. Get it updated. It's a WAV file now. Okay. Maybe I'll just render it as a OGG. OGG Vorbis. Why are the rails not visible? That's a good question. Are you talking about these rails or the big rails? Okay, so no wave, no MP3. It's just going to be OGG. Generated once for the saw blades. Oh, I think I know why. It's because this. Or is it? I'll do it anyways. I am going to check if engine is editor hint. So only when we're in the editor, do this. And also, I did remove the continue. Yes. Yes, I did. Okay. Let me just do a quick update. This is an OGG file now. They aren't visible. What the heck? You are correct. Hold on a second. If I were to save this... Ah, right. Okay. We've seen this issue before. All of the rails have been generated in a node that isn't physically present. Like this. I have to right-click and do editable children in order for the rails to appear. Because then... Son of a bitch. Hold on. I do this, and then I click generate. It will regenerate the rails. Because then... Nope. They still don't appear. Okay. That's because I haven't told the rails to have a proper parent. Yeah, this is same thing with the multi-mesh instance. It doesn't save the settings unless the node is physically present. But I also have to set the owners of the nodes. So you know what? Maybe in that case, it should run when it's added to the scene. So I'll just do this. Yeah, there we go. So I'm okay with doing this at runtime because these are just sprites and it's just a tiny little rail. Even if we're going to have a whole bunch of them. But yeah, I think this should be okay. And by the way, I don't need to have this be exposed because, again, too much extra work. Okay, perfect. Cool. Cool beans. So, I guess we just need to build out the rest of this level. That's cool. Easy peasy. Rail. And I'm gonna instance the pod here. There we go. Right. Probably gonna place it right here so it doesn't overlap. Okay, nice. Not really. Okay, now, right as the players finish this particular level, they're supposed to have a bit of a interchange, bit of a dialogue, talking about that being the first level. If that was the first level, then what the hell the rest of the level is going to be like? So it's supposed to be a bit challenging. Not uber challenging, but a bit challenging. Um, it's also got to be the fun kind of challenging. The rage quitter level. It's the refund zone. The very first level is the refund zone. Anybody who hasn't refunded the game by the first level is gonna try to beat it. I mean, shit. If I want to make some sales, maybe I should make it the baby level. I should make as many baby levels as it takes to tap out the 1 hour mark before the refunds are no longer valid. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, the 2 hour gameplay mark. It's like as soon as the 2 hour gameplay mark, an achievement pops up, you're on your own, bitch. And it just times it perfectly with the beginning of the next level. You'll never see your money again. Okay, so you know what I should do? I should make a special addition to the saw blades where we can switch their directions. Swap their directions backwards with a switch. Okay, what are we doing here? Okay, we don't have a particular theme going on right now. Usually it's a good idea to have a theme. Pattern. Oh yeah, we can do a pattern of 6. Shoot, 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 pause, pause. And then shoot delay is going to be half a second. Shoot frequency. Huh. Shoot delay. Shoot frequency. That's how... Okay, hold on. Oh, delay means it doesn't start immediately, right? Frequency would be 1 second. Set up a timer in the game. Have an easy set of maps and a hardcore set of maps. And as soon as the player reaches the 2-hour gameplay, the game would display a message swap of hardcore maps. That's basically what I was talking about. But you know, I don't want to make like a dynamic map system where the maps would be different. Oh. Okay, I think we can turn the music on since we toned down the volume a bit. Okay. Oh, hey, we can just... Never mind. We could just stay on the side. Okay. That's cool and all, but we don't want it to be that easy. I think there's a gap in that path, actually. Okay. Here's the only problem with doing these sort of challenges. Waiting isn't the gameplay. So when you have to wait for stuff to finish, that's not really playing. So here's what we'll do. I'm going to make this 8. Speed it up. Actually, let's do 12. Ooh, nice. Okay. That's a bit of a problem. Walls. Okay. There we go. That's doable. What's stopping us from just going over there like this? I guess that's exactly what's stopping us. We will need to make that. Okay. And then I suppose what we can do, punch a hole through here. And then we'll have to go down. Now, by the way, this pod is supposed to be in the background, kind of following along. So I think we might have to do a parallax background, because it needs to move at a slightly slower pace. We'll do parallax layer. Yep, and then we'll take the background with the crumble, with the trial course progression thing, and the rail. Actually, no. That's a sign. Yes. We're going to put it in there. Okay. Now, immediately, it makes it not be affected by the canvas modulate. So we're going to have to make it be affected by canvas modulate. But canvas modulate has to be copied and pasted. Oh! That's a bit much. Okay. Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. The lights don't affect it either. But that one is fixable. We know that the background exists on layer -100. Take these point lights and then tell them to be layer minimum -100. There we go. That makes them be affected, which means if I copy the canvas modulate, paste it in here, it brings back the lighting to where it was before. Nice, except now I can tell this layer to have a bit of a scale in motion. Now, if I remember, there we go. So you can see the background is a little bit further back. Now, it doesn't look like the pod is in the same space as the saw blades. That's pretty good. Immediately gives it a bit of depth. It's nice. I think that's what I was missing. Okay. We just need to have a bit of a... maybe like a wall here. Some sort of a local wall. It also doesn't have to be that far. We do 0.9. Yeah. Nice. I think we could also put the trial course sign and the door in there as well. Let's see. Trial course progression sign. Large bulk doors. That's a big difference, yeah. The depth really helps. Okay. Yeah, okay. That does help. Man, such a tiny little addition. And that's all that it was missing. The sense of depth. I'm gonna take the bulk door and then shift it down a little bit. Because otherwise when we jump we can see it. Made a rocket sound using white noise. That ought to do it. White noise. This message is brought to you by white noise, the poor man's sound effect. Okay, I need the background. There we go. Just need to buffer it a little bit. Nice. Okay. We also need to make sure the camera can't actually reveal this left side of it. Man, this is looking awesome. Way better than what it was before. Okay. I think we are going to get rid of these because it forces the player to sit there and wait, and that's not fun. Waiting is not fun. I'm just gonna maybe double up on this. Okay, we have to be careful of that. Make unique. Oh, nice. Oh yeah, that's a little bit better. Says I as I impale myself on a saw blade. Alright. Place it right here. Lights, observation pod is... Observation pod? What? Oh, I already had one. Whoopsie. Okay. Okay, cool. That works. I will increase the number of saw blades here to this one. Let's do 6. Can't have the challenge be too easy in the beginning. Oh. Damn it. Wait your turn. Damn it. Okay, there we go. Non-stop action. Easy. Beautiful. Alright. Now what are we going to put here? What should we put here? Alright, you know what? Let's do this. It's cool that we figured out the whole background thing. Let's pause this here. It's an hour and 30 minutes. We haven't quite overshot by 2 hours, but let me pause this here because I still haven't had breakfast yet. I'm gonna have to come back later today. We'll continue working on this, cranking out them levels, and yeah, we'll be back. All right, we'll be back, fellas.